Mr. Ashutosh Pandey, the Chief Executive Officer of Tata Unistore Limited, the new e-commerce venture of the Tata Group. A former COO of Landmark E-Tail Limited, Mr. Pandey was also the CEO and business head of Landmark, one of India's leading leisure and entertainment retailers. Having joined the Tata Group through the flagship Tata Administrative Services, Mr. Pandey took up challenging assignments in marketing at Tata Global Beverages Limited, Rallis India and Tata Communications Limited. He has wide range of experience from Accenture Consulting to Indian Hotels Company Limited. He is a strategist, planner and business developer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ashutosh Pandey to acquaint us with his knowledge and thoughts.
Good afternoon. It's a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to be sitting in front of Dr. Mashelkar, people I have idealized over the last several years. As I begin, I want to let you in on one secret which has been media news, which has been media speculation, but we in the Tata Group have always shied away from talking about it. It's about the new e-commerce venture. And I'm happy to say that the first formal announcement of the Tata e-commerce venture is being done at the IMA in front of you all. So thank you all for giving us this opportunity. When I look back at some of the successes and the history of industrial revolution, people said that steam turbines, ruled a large part of the late 19th century and the early part of 20th. Oil ruled a lot of the early 20th century, late 20th century, and maybe a little bit of early 21st century. What will rule in the 21st century and into the first half of the 22nd century? Any guesses? Sorry? Entertainment? Entertainment? Internet. Oh, okay. Yeah, close. Close, but not quite there. Anyone, any other guess of what will be the driving force in the world? So the world runs on oil, right? What is the driving force of the world for the 21st century and into the 22nd century? Sorry? Knowledge. Knowledge, yes. But knowledge is just a knowledge. It's a dabba. You need to break the dabba and create a stuff, right? So what is it? Sorry? Technology. Okay. Without making it a quizzing session, let me say that people across the world believe that what will matter in the 21st century and the early part of 22nd century is start-up. And unfortunately, the startup, as we know, is probably not the shape that the startup will remain over the next 80 years. So let me start in the true tradition of Google to say, what is a startup? So well, when you do a Google search, it says Wikipedia defines startup as follows. Wikipedia defines startup as a company, entrepreneurial venture, or a new business in the form of a company, partnership, temporary organization designed to search for a repeatable and scalable business model. Repeatable and scalable business model. We had your collector make an eloquent presentation earlier this afternoon on how Indore would transform into one of the smart cities. Now, I must say that people sitting on the top half are so lucky. They're lucky because they have an opportunity of creating startups right here in Indore. If you create a startup in Indore, that startup is destined to go places. That startup will build a model that can be replicated in the 100 smart cities and probably the 1,000 smart cities that will come. And that bit is important to note. Startup is only partly about technology. Startup is about utilization of technology to solve a business problem. Nothing more than that. world's best startups may not always be technology companies. Ever heard of Sulabh Sauchalay? Yeah? Sulabh Sauchalay probably is one of the most enduring startups in the last 40 years that India has created. And guess what? It goes unsung. Today we have Swachhata Mission and all the big thrust being given. Bindeshwar Dubey, Professor Dr. Bindeshwar Dubey started that revolution more than 40 years back. That is a repeatable, because he could repeat that format across multiple cities, and scalable model. And that to me is the essence of startup. And I think tomorrow's people, tomorrow's leaders, tomorrow's entrepreneurs will all take a business problem, as my colleague Dinesh just mentioned. They will try and solve a problem. Technology will be one of the inputs of that solution and nothing more. So in that sense, let me just aggregate in 3 points what Professor Mashelkar and Dr. Milind Kamble said earlier this afternoon. So essentially they're saying 2 important things. They're saying that, look, you guys have to be focused on innovation. And like I said, I don't think innovation is about technology. Second, and that's a more important part of what Professor Mashelkar says. He says that, in other words, I'm paraphrasing him, so forgive me, Dr. Mashelkar. He says that the world is your playground. Somebody built a NASA mission at $670 million. India built a NASA mission, India built a Mars mission, Mars orbiter, at $60 million. Now please understand that. Let's think for a minute. Let's think for a minute, and that's where the essence of startup. Startup is not about 2 young kids venturing and building a good internet company. It is, but it's partly that. It's not about a big conglomerate like the Tata Group or the Reliance Group coming into new businesses. It's that, but it's partly that. What is it? In the government sector, led by visionary people, somebody sits down and says, look, there has to be a way in which India can reach Mars at 1/10 of the cost of US. Somebody's got to ask that question. Who asked that question? Many people dream about it. We all dream that in our fairy world, when you sleep, we are, traveling places, we are swimming, and many other things which can't be spoken about in this room, right? But somebody says, well, let me take that point and bring that point into reality. And that guy is a startup guy. He can be in the government, he can be sitting here, he can be your collector, he can be myself, he can be sitting in a big company, he can be sitting in a small company, he can be sitting in the crowd. And my understanding of that is that breed will bloom, and that breed will lead this country to success. Because as Professor Mashelkar says, you cannot have a jobless growth. If you have to have growth in this country, it has to come through jobs. India has been a land of entrepreneurs, India has been a land of startups, and that's what we are there. So, I'll take another 5 minutes, just more 5 minutes, and I'll try out. I read a fantastic book, one of the best business books that have come in the last 3 years, a book by Peter Thiel, a book called 0 to 1. So if anyone has read, apologies. If someone has not read, I strongly recommend. I used to be a bookseller at one point in time, so the traits, booksellers never die. So I would highly recommend that somebody pick up that book. Now that book says, what are the 7 questions? What are the 7 questions that every business should answer? Every startup should answer. The first question is an engineering question. What my colleague Dinesh just said about, don't be imitators in that sense. The engineering question is, are you creating something breakthrough? Or are you creating something which is incremental improvement? So I made a car, and I go in that car, and I change the headlamp of that car. It's important, it's innovation. Audi will change it from into a kind of a LED lights in front that are more, you may put auto sensors and etc., etc. They're all incremental improvement. They all have their place. But a startup, a guy who's going to start a startup will say, well, this is good, but let's leave it to the GM and the Ford and the Tatas of the world. Let me try and do what is something different. Ever heard of driverless cars? Ever heard of electric cars? Ever heard of Tesla Motors? Do you know the CEO of Tesla Motors used to be a CEO of a company called PayPal? He sold it to, well, he sold it to eBay in 2002, set up a company called SpaceX, which sold, which contracted with NASA to sell big engines, or actually one of the vessels, and then went on to build Tesla, which is the electric car company. Now, that guy with a background of engineering, but not in automobiles, not in space research. He's going on and founding things. Why is he doing it? Because in his head, he's got a problem that he wants a solution to. And what do you do as a startup? You aggregate talent, you bring them together and say, look, we've got this problem. The problem is bigger than the person. And therefore, my first advice that Peter Thiel says, and I'm paraphrasing him, that the engineering question has to be solved. Why are you doing this business? Are you doing this business because you want to be better than someone else? Well, you can, but of course you will never make a mark as much as you would otherwise do. But if you're looking at breakthrough improvements, so that it is. Timing question. Is it the right time for business? At Tata Group, we've launched many new businesses. Many new businesses. You know, at this point in time, in addition to the e-commerce business that I'm spearheading, there are about 18 to 20 such startups within the Tata Group. A lot of them are not kind of, heard of, like my business, but they will be when the time comes. But is that the right time for business? We have a company called Tata Advanced Materials. It makes composites, it makes defense equipment, it makes such stuff for bigger companies like Boeing and others. That company's been around for 25 years. It's last year that it started turning really positive. And really, when people started looking at it for big orders from Boeing, from Airbus, and so on and so forth. So, for a startup, for people with startup mindset, the timing question is important. Is it the right time for this business? Monopoly question. People think startups tend to proliferate in a competitive environment. Nothing could be further from truth. The world's biggest car company does not own cars. Uber, biggest car company, does not own cars. It's got a monopoly in its own market. Then some people enter, Ola and others, etc. will enter. So there will be room for 2 or 3. Google in the search business. There are pretenders, but Google is the monopoly. Let's face it. Sorry, Shalini. And so on and so forth. So, an entrepreneur or a startup guy has to say, what is the market that I can dominate? By solving a problem X, what is the market that I can dominate? People question, of course, I'll come to it the last because I have 1 more minute to go. Distribution question. Is this a way to deliver? What is the best, most optimum way to deliver? When Amazon started in 1994, all they did by way of advertising is put their hoardings outside Barnes & Noble saying, for people coming out, didn't get what you were looking for, buy at Amazon.com. It's a distribution disruption. Amazon is an e-commerce company by accident, a cloud company by choice, and a distribution company by its own core competence. Durability question. Are you building this business so that someone else buys it in 2 years' time? Well then, 1 in 100 get lucky. For all the thing around startups, 99.9% startups will die. That's the reality. But because that's the reality, the 0.1% that will survive will build much more value than all the 99.9% combined. And therefore, durability question of, is the market position or is the thing that you're doing defensible over the next 10 to 20 years? And what is the unique opportunity? Like he was saying, what is the secret sauce? What is it that you've seen in this that nobody else has seen? Right? What did the guy who built Tesla Motors see in electric cars that nobody else did? Why did GM get left out? Why are there, retailers running shy of people like Amazon and Flipkart? And hopefully us at some point in time. Why? Because there's something that we are seeing which they are not able to see. This mobile phone is more powerful, and all yours mobile phone is more powerful than all the computers that put man on the moon in 1968. So assume, just see how much processing capacity, how much intelligence we have. So I'll come back to the last point and I'll end my speech there. People question. One startup, any startup, cannot be done without a team. Please be greedy for talent. If there is one thing you have to give your arm and leg for, it's talent. There is no substitute to it. No mainframe computer, no ACAR, no supercomputer can ever replicate the power that resides in the human mind. And you need people with passion and people with integrity. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. Thank you, Mohan, for getting me here.